So, in our today's class, we are going to study the last two concepts of this heredity concept. So, let it be finish it, and then we'll go with the revision. After that, then alternative days. During the exams, alternative days, we will start the next concept, next chapter in chemistry. So that it will take around 1 month to finish it. So we'll finish it by the time. Okay. So let us see now. In last class, we discussed monohybrid ratio and as well as dihybrid ratio, and what is the results of monohybrid and dihybrid ratio inheritance, which is given by the Mendels. So whatever, if it is monohybrid ratio or dihybrid ratio, if it is a monohybrid ratio, tomorrow I will show you 5 to 6 questions of a board exam and as well as some extra questions. Then you will see how simple it is if you know the concept, and then only we'll go with the revision things. Okay. So monohybrid ratio, if you have taken, all of you, so only we will be crossing with the one single character. So only one single trait or a character, that is what we used to call it as a monohybrid ratio. So in monohybrid ratio, keep in mind when they cross, so if we will get a offsprings. So now these offsprings, all of you remember, in F1 generation, first we are going to cross the parental cross. So in parental cross, actually we will take it as whenever they will speak about a parental, you should remember that it is a pure. Pure means both parents are belongs to what actually? They are the homozygous. Do you understand? Sometimes they will ask you the question even, what is the genotype of parental generation? So parental generation, what will be having guys? Genotype. They are actually what? Homozygous. So homozygous means what, everybody? They are the homozygous means what? They are having the pure. So parental, they will ask you to write the genotype of parents. Then parents is having the homozygous. Homozygous means what is happening, everyone? So they're having a, suppose if you take a single character. So if I talk about, for example, brown eyes, I'm taking not tallness and tall and dwarf. So brown eyes and as well as blue eyes, if I take. So brown eyes is the dominant one, for example. So if it is the parent who is having a dominant one, so then this is the capital B and capital V, brown eyes. Then blue eyes parents, they will be call it as a recessive one, and they are having a gene of capital B and capital V. So that is what each characteristics, they will be having a pair of, always they'll be, remember, each trait is represented with a pair of gene. So that is what you have to remember. So now, like that, if it is, they ask you to write the genotype of parents always keep in mind, it is the homozygous. Are you clear what I'm saying, everybody? It is what actually? It is the homozygous. Now, if I cross these parents, then F1 generation, keep in mind, completely dominant character will come, dominant trait will show. Are you clear, everybody? And entire things are heterozygous only, entire heterozygous. So that is a very important thing. So if I take for example this one, so what is the heterozygous will get? Capital B, small b, capital B, small b, capital B, small b, capital B, small b. All F1 generation are heterozygous genotype. So entire F1 generation is heterozygous genotype. All the babies is having only brown eyes. That is what. Then if you cross the F1 generation, so F1 crossing. So F1 crossing, you have to remember, in parental crossing, he allowed only for what? It is not a self-pollination. It is a what pollination actually? Cross-pollination. That is, you have to remember it. So always, either it is a monohybrid or dihybrid, doesn't matter. If it is the if it is the parental crossing, always parental crossing is the cross-pollination. It will never allowed for self-pollination. In F1 crossing, it is actually, you select any two plant, either this two or this two, whatever it is. And F1 crossing is the what actually? It is the self-pollination. So that is the reason, because to observe the more properties, he has been allowed for self-pollination. In this, we will get it what actually? Homozygous, one dominant, again, capital B, two heterozygous dominant. Heterozygous dominant. What is that? Capital B, small b, and capital B, small b. Again, one homozygous recessive will come. That is what? Small b, small b. So these three are considered as a dominant. So we'll write 3:1. So this is only call it as a monohybrid ratio. This is simple monohybrid ratio. If it is purely, they ask you, write the ratio of pure homozygous dominant one. Then what is the ratio of pure everybody? 1. Do you understand? That is what? Heterozygous 2 and homozygous 1. So this is the exact, like based upon the genotype of a plants. That is what. Now, here again I'm saying, board exam, there will be a question always, calculate the percentage. So percentage question is always important. So this percentage I'm saying, remember. So total percentage is equals to 100%. Okay. So this entire thing is equals to 100. Then capital BB is 25%. Capital B, small b is 50% and small b is 25%. Sir, how, sir? Means you all people knows. What is the total ratio? Check it, everybody. What is the total ratio? 1 plus 2 plus 1. What is the total ratio, everybody? 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is equals to what? All of you, 4. And this one, you see, this one is 75:25. So you have to be very careful what exactly they are asking. Do you understand, Mr. Harish? Everybody, what exactly they are asking, you have to be there. Is they are asking, write the percentage of all, understanding, dominant plant, dominant character. They are not specifying homozygous, they are not specifying heterozygous. Simply they are giving the dominant. So by that time the percentage is 75. Are you clear, everybody? If it is purely homozygous, dominant homozygous, then the percentage is 25. So how to calculate? Total percentage. Here or here doesn't matter. So let me take first this one. So first total percentage is 4. Sorry, total ratio. And ratio of dominant is 3. So ratio of dominant divided by total ratio into 100%. So 4 ones are 425, which is equals how much? 75%. Understand? Please respond. Next one. Dominant or recessive one. Recessive one ratio is 1. Total is 4. 4 into 100%. So 4 ones are 425, which is equals to 25%. That is what is monohybrid ratio. This is only the extremely important case. They will ask you this one to calculate it in exam also. So please remember, even this year also they asked. We'll see that. Next, if they ask you this one is same again. Total ratio is 4. So I will take it as a 1/4 into 100. First one will come 25%. What next? 2/4. 2/4 into 100, which is equals to 2 ones are 2 twos are 2 ones are 2 50s, which is equals to 50%. Last one again 1/4 into 100, which is equals to again 25%. So like this, you have to calculate the percentage without fail. If you are not able to do this, definitely minimum 1 mark related to percentage. Okay. See, this is always the 5 mark question. Always it is a choice for CBSE to ask, to make you the 5 mark question in this. So how carefully you are doing is always matters. So this is what I hope you are all clear. Anybody having any doubt, you can ask me. Yes, please. All of you. Are you clear? Please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is what you have to remember it. Any doubt, you can ask me, or else we'll proceed further. So this is what about it. Now, in last class, I told you, then dihybrid ratio also same. While you're practicing the question, you will understand you'll experience it, what is the difficulties. Okay, so whatever it is your practical difficulty, 100% I'll clear it in heredity. But the thing is, you should learn minimum things in heredity to solve the question. 100% 5 mark will come. 5 out of 5 you can solve it less than 3 minutes time. If you are very, there is no descriptive answers, only one word answer. Write the genotype, write the phenotype, calculate the percentage, calculate the number of plants. That's all. So if you know this, 100% you will get 5 mark. That is what. So please kindly show and minimum things you have to learn here. Okay. Next, last class we studied how are the characteristics transmitted to progeny. So through which, who is the conductor, who will transmitting the progeny, everybody? Who is responsible to transmit the progeny? That is what we used to call it as a, yes please. We used to call it as a genes. So they are actually what? They are located in where? They are present in where? All of you. They are present in chromosomes. So chromosomes, actually this is only we used to call it as a, what is that everyone? We used to call it as a DNA. Understand? So each DNA is having hundreds of genes. Each gene is responsible for a transmission of characters from the parents to the offsprings. Okay, so the progeny inherits actually a pair of genes for each trait from its parents, but the trait which is showing by the progeny depends on which, like it is an inherited gene, that character gene is a dominant gene or it is a recessive gene. So that is what you have to remember. So dominant of the two, which is dominant is only choose. So always the progeny. What do you mean by progeny, everybody? Progeny means offspring. Do you understand?
Offspring.
Offspring. Suppose offspring is having some trait or a character. If it is visible, then this trait, father, from the father one gene, from the mother one gene. Totally the pair it will become, pair of gene. So in this pair of gene, dominant character only visible in the offsprings. That is what I am saying. So dominant one will decide the progeny. Understanding? Progeny is visible outside character. So how it is looks. That is what we used to call it as a phenotype. So phenotype, outside look, is completely depends on the dominant one of the pair of gene for every character which is received from the parents. That is one. Now, so let us take the next concept is how do these genes control the characteristics or traits? That is what is our next concept. So please write it. How do genes control the characteristics or we can say traits? Okay, so this is the most important one. So let us see that and then we'll finish the blood groups also too. Okay, so we all knows that gene. So genes are actually, they are the section or a particular part of a DNA. So we can say they are the section of DNA. So each DNA contains hundreds of genes, each DNA on a chromosome. So there will be, each gene is having a separate codes for the formation of actually. So which codes for the formation of protein controlling a specific character. So that's what we can say. DNA is basically is a protein material which will be having a specific characteristics of the organism. Each gene is a specific character or a trait for the organism. So for example, let me take the plants. So if I have taken the plants, you can see. So the plant's progeny, if I take a plant progeny, what is a plant progeny? Plant offspring. So it has a gene. It has a gene for the characteristics of tallness, for example. So we all know that tallness. So the tallness will give the instructions to the plant cells to make a lot of plant growth hormone. So this the gene which is received to this plant, that will initiate the plant cells to release the more and more growth hormones. Due to that excess of plant growth hormone, what is the plant growth hormones we studied? Do you understand? Excess of growth hormone, the plants will grow. Understanding? too much and they will become tall and tall and tall. That is how it will be happening. So because of gene in the progeny, the gene will make, it will provoke, it will initiate the plant cells, understanding, to release the excess growth hormone. That is how the plants will grow very, very faster. So like that, suppose if I am having a progeny of, dwarfness. So this is my gene. So what will happen? This gene actually, it will makes, like, it will not allow the cells to, it will never give instructions to the cells to release the plant hormone. So very less amount of plant hormone will release. So what will happen, everybody? So plant cannot produce the more and more growth hormone. It will produce only very, very less hormone only. So it is remains short and it will appears to be what? Dwarf. So like that, every character including the human beings are also transmitted from parents. So that is what I'm saying. So the carriers or the host who will carry the characteristics of parents to the offspring is actually the genes. So genes are barriers between the parents to progeny. So either it is the plants or animals, always keep in mind, they'll be transferred like this only. Okay. So during the sexual reproduction, it is purely about only we are studying sexual reproduction. So during the sexual reproduction, it will be taking place. So that is what I have to remember. Next. So let us take for example, color of the hair. Color of the hair from the parents. So parents means we know that we are having two parents. One is father and another one is mother. So I'm taking a color of hair, which is received from the parents. So now you can see. So before you remember that black hair is a phenotype which is produced by the genotype of two things. So for example, if I take, so you can take it is a dominant one. So like you can say, and if you take for example, I'm having a two colors of hair, that is what pale yellow hair, and it is a what actually phenotype. Do you understand? A character it is. So it is a phenotype, and I'm having a black hair. So black hair is basically, it is a phenotype produced by some like some babies will be having a black hair, some babies having a pale yellow hair. So this pale yellow hair only we used to call it as a blonde hair. So now if you have taken here, the blonde hair is coming to the baby. If it is the phenotype, that is what genotype of a phenotype of a progeny, then remember, if this is the phenotype, then the genotype for them, genotype is actually small h and small h. And if it is the black hair, I'm taking, because it is, I'm taking as a dominant. So this pale yellow hair is a recessive. It is a recessive, purely recessive, or it is a dominant one. So dominant means we are having a two possibilities of genotype. By this time, you all can guess it. Can you tell me what is that? Either it is a, yes, please. Genotype. That is what. So genotype means either capital H, or capital H. So that is what. So let us explain this example. So genotype of a black hair, two possibilities, capital H, or capital H, small h. Pale yellow hair is having a only one possibility, that is what, small h, because it is a what actually, everyone? It is a recessive one. That is, you should remember. Now, suppose imagine a mother has black hair and a father has a blonde hair. That is what, yellow hair. So I am taking as a father is actually, he is having a blonde, okay, or means pale yellow, and mother, she is having a black hair, okay. So note it, everybody. So now let us discuss. If you see, if they will undergo the sexual reproduction and the baby will come, that is what progeny. So now if the progeny receives black hair, progeny receives what, everybody? All of you, black hair. Do you understand it? So now if you see, if the progeny is having a black hair, means how it will be on the transmission of genes from father to mother. You can take the hair color from mother, and you can see and father how it will be taking place. So mother cell contains any kind of cells. What is that mother is having, everybody? Mother is having maybe capital HH, understanding, for black hair. For example, I'm taking mother is having a capital HS and father is always recessive. So that small f, small h and small h. So now if you have taken from these two, all of you tell me. So now, as we know, capital H is a dominant gene or recessive gene, everybody? Dominant or recessive?
Dominant.
Dominant. If I consider let it is that, then you can see, all of you. So father cell contains two genes of small h's, mother cell contains capital H's. That is what. So what will happen, everybody? The father has a blonde hair because of recessive one. So during the process of reproduction, the mother transmit one of the dominant gene, that is what, H, and father will send again one of the gene, that is what, small h. So what is the genotype of a baby? 100% the genotype of baby is a what, everybody? Capital H? Yes, please.
Small h.
Capital H, small h. That is what, remember. So that is why capital H is indicating for black hair. Understanding? Because it is the what gene? Recessive gene or dominant gene? Everybody. It is the dominant gene. But the gene small h is actually the blonde hair. Blonde hair, it is the recessive gene. So now there is a question I will develop. Do you understand, everybody? Mitakshri, are you clear? Abhirami, anything doubt you can ask.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now I will ask you the question. Now you can see this is the offspring of first generation. This is the first generation. So now if you have taken, all of you, this boy is again, he imagine like he married and he grown up and he married a girl who is having a black eyes. Again, what eyes, everybody? Yes, please. Black eyes. Clear, everyone? So now you can see he is also having a black eyes and he married a girl is also having a what eyes? Everybody? Boy and a girl who is having a again black eyes. Now you can see, all of you. Now the baby, they got a baby. So now this baby, the baby got a blonde hair. So can you tell me what is the genotype of a girl? Everybody. Genotype of a girl. Boy, I already know, capital H and small h. What is the girl genotype to get a baby blonde hair? Anybody? Fastly, how to tell? To get a blonde hair. Any one of you? Tomorrow I will question. You will surprise to solve even that. How tough it is, you will imagine. Yes, please. Tell me. What is the genotype of a girl? Everybody? Genotype of a girl, I'm asking. Okay. Yes, please. So tell me, what is the expected genotype of a girl? Anybody?
So capital H, small h.
Very good, Hari. Understanding? So why means, so if a girl is having a capital H, if never possible to get a blonde hair. So blonde hair means what, guys? It is recessive or a recessive gene, or it is a dominant gene. Everybody? It is the recessive one. Recessive. So that blonde hair means a baby is having a genotype of what? Small h and small h only.
Small h.
Small h and small h. So if a baby want to get small h and small h, 100% both parents are what? Homozygous or heterozygous? Everybody. both are heterozygous. Then only it is possible to get a baby with a recessive character. Understanding? And you might be get another 3 babies. What is that? Capital H, capital H, capital H, small h, capital H, small h. This is the 4th baby. That is what you have to remember. Okay. So we don't bother about this one. Based upon the baby's character, based upon the baby's genotype and phenotype, we should decide the girl's genotype who married this boy. Puri Mama, do you understand everybody? All of you understand? So this girl is also actually a what? She is not having a capital H, capital H. She is having a genotype of what? Capital H. All of you? Capital H and small h she is having. That is what you have to remember. I hope you all understand. Anybody having? Please respond. Clear, guys? Understand, ma? Everybody? Any doubt you can ask. That is what you have to remember. Okay, guys? Next. Now, for example, the same question I say. Now, the baby got black hair, but it is a homozygous genotype. Now, what is the possibilities of genotype of a mother? That is what the girl. Anybody? She got the baby. A baby got a black, means homozygous black. So can you tell me what is that? Everybody? Yes, please. Yeah, black eyes they are saying. So a father is already fixed. Father is already heterozygous, capital H and small h. Now mother alone they are asking. But baby got it was homozygous. Baby got a black and homozygous. Black and homozygous means, yes, please. Mother definitely having a what? Anybody can tell? Yes, please. Definitely the mother is having only capital H and small h. Why means you can see if all of you observe, if mother is having a capital H and capital H, is it possible to get a homozygous? Do you understand, Mr. Harish, what I'm saying? Are you clear, everybody? If a mother is having a capital H, understanding, a baby, it is impossible to get a homozygous. Are you clear, everybody? Do you understand, guys, what I'm saying? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Because if mother is having a capital H, then all babies will get what? Capital H, small h, capital H, small h, capital H, small h, capital H, small h. No homozygous. So it is wrong, completely wrong. Mr. Harish are understand, Mr. Vijay, how to solve this? So now they are asking a baby got a pure black, homozygous black. So means mother definitely she is having a heterozygous gene. That is what? Capital H, small h. So now both undergoes reaction. So what will happen, everybody? Both undergo the reaction. What will happen? All of you, I'm asking you only. Yes, please. So we will. Yes, he is the first baby, I think. Do you understand, guys? Everybody? Is Harish Eras? So capital H, small h. Now if you cross them, what will get? Capital H, capital H, capital H, small h, capital H, small h, and small h, small h. So please remember, if a baby is getting a completely blonde hair also, mother is having a capital H, small h. If they are getting a black and homozygous means definitely mother gene is capital H, small h. If, for example, I not mentioned it, a baby got a black eyes, but it is a heterozygous. So now identify a gene of a mother. Anybody? So what is identify the genotype, everyone? Mother now having a 2 possibilities. What is the 2 possibilities? Maybe either capital H, or another one is what? Capital H, small h. Understand, everybody? Because a baby belongs to anything. But you see, at this case, if you write only one answer, they will give you only half mark. And sometimes even it is invalid. So identify the genotype of a mother by that time. We are getting a black eyes, but it is a heterozygous. So heterozygous means what? Father gene is fixed. What is the father gene? Capital H, small h. Now, if I consider, if mother is having a capital H, then all the babies will get capital H, small h, capital H, small h, capital H, small h, capital H, small h. Over. Do you understand, everybody? Now, if a baby is, mother is having a capital H, small h, then definitely we are getting what? Capital H, capital H, capital H, small h, capital H, small h, and small h, small h. So we are having a black 2. So both are correct. Are you clear, everybody? Mr. Omar, Lingesh, clear, Mr. Jivitesh, Ashwin?
Yes, sir.
So, based upon the question, you have to be very careful. Sometimes multiple genotypes will come. So you have to write all the possible genotypes, because in question also they will specify, write all the possible genotypes. Then you must write all the possible genotypes. That is what you have to remember. Now, let us take the last concept, that is what? Inheritance of blood groups. I hope you all understand the today's class. Anybody having any kind of doubt, you can ask me. So the more you practice the question, more you will experience it. I will teach you, don't worry. Just you focus it, that's enough. So now we'll describe the inheritance of blood groups by the children from their parents. Okay. See that single concept, how much time I'm speaking. Because I'm explaining, I'm just even not saying you. So you should understand it. How deep you have to be. Okay. So now the gene which will controls the blood group is basically represented by I. So what is the gene given for blood group, everybody? A blood group, the gene is represented, the letter is represented with a capital I. So this gene has basically 3 different forms. Okay. This gene is having a 3 different forms. The 3 different forms only we used to call it as a what? Everybody. Yes, please. Alleles. Clear? So what is that alleles means? First allele is I power A. Second allele is I power B. Third allele is I power O. Okay. So these are the 3 possible alleles for blood group, genotype of a blood group. Now, if I take, I'm not talking about extremely rare cases. Generally, I'm talking. If a person, all of you remember, if a person has one of the 4 blood groups, so basically, if I take 90% cases, 99% cases, the blood groups which is present in our nature is either A or B or AB or O. So these are the only 4 possibilities of the blood groups which is present in our surroundings. I'm not talking about A positive, B positive, A negative, B negative, AB negative, AB positive, O positive, O negative. Just casually I'm speaking. Okay. So blood groups, we're having only 4 blood groups. What is that? A, B, AB or O. Are you clear, everybody? Now, if you have taken, so the blood group system is controlled by a gene which is actually having a 3 symbols. That is what 3 different forms, which is denoted by this is only. One is IA, IB, and IO. These are the gene. Understand? These are the different forms basically which will controls the blood group of the offspring. So now let us take in this. First two, I power IA and IB are actually we used to call it as a dominant over. Understanding? Dominant over the gene. Clear, everybody? Dominant over the gene means this I and IB are dominant one, and IO is actually we used to consider as a recessive in relation. Okay, relation with whom, everybody? IA and as well as IB. So now directly I'm saying A group and B group, they are dominant or recessive, everybody? They are dominant or recessive? Please respond.
Dominant.
A.
Dominant.
So suppose I'm having a. So two possibilities of genotypes. Anybody? A genotype of A which will get a blood group A. Anybody? Two possibilities. It may be a homozygous because dominant. It is a dominant. So homozygous or it is a what? Heterozygous. Clear?
Heterozygous.
So homozygous means what will happen? I power A, I power B. Heterozygous means what will happen, everybody? I power A, I power O. Clear? Next, dominant B. Dominant B means what will happen, everybody? Again homozygous, again what? Everybody? Heterozygous. So dominant B means homozygous, I power B, I power B. And this one, I power B, I power O. Purima, please respond. Next, O group. This is a B group. Let me go to AB now. So AB means no dominant, no recessive. Both are dominant only. So that is what only we will get it. Understanding heterozygous it is. So that is what I power A, I power B. So the blood group, then the blood group of a person is AB. That is what you have to remember. Clear, everybody? Where O came? Who is that? Omar? Because it is a two possibilities, Omar. It is maybe a homozygous or it is a heterozygous. Homozygous means pure, both having a gene of IA and IA. Heterozygous means IA and IO, but dominant one is what? A. That is why his blood group is A. Purima, Omar. To understand, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Next, O group. O group is what? Both are recessive. So only pure IO and IO. That's all, guys. This is what is about the blood groups. This is only they will ask you. You don't need to worry about more. So you have to remember till here. And I will teach you definitely a good questions where you will experience 100% confident. And then only I will go with the revision. So kindly go through this and read the book once again. Practice it what I taught today. Then only you can do it best in the exam. 100% 5 mark. So please understand why I am stressing this much. Okay, all of you, do you understand, everybody? Clear? So these are the blood groups.